aside from writing like a personal statement or getting letters of recommendation from your club coaches, you can manage a lot of that on your own by way of the social media. So I guess, what can a student athlete do on social media to demonstrate character without that in-person contact right now?
Having limited ability to be updating that account with, any stats that you may have had, any games, any, newspaper articles you may be in, any, updated highlight videos. There's still things I think student athletes can do to utilize that. A lot of kids, put their highlight videos, they put, that sort of stuff on social media, which is good to have on social media, but it's certainly not going to, more times than not, be the be-all, end-all in recruiting. But you can still update training, right? If you're working on your conditioning, you're working on drills, you can still, put some of those videos on your social media pages to show them that, hey, I'm still active. I'm still trying to get better. I'm still, improving and doing things during this sort of downtime, and not just sitting back and playing video games all day. So little things like that you can do is updating some of those videos. But put some stuff on there that is inspiring, right? If you're a basketball athlete and you're watching The Last Dance right now, the ESPN Bulls documentary, is there a quote? Is there something motivational that you can do that's sharing stuff on there, and just not, you tweeting random stuff that doesn't have anything to do with coaches or recruiting? Again, it's almost like a professional page when you're a student athlete who wants to get recruited. The more stuff that you put about, kind of bumming around with your buddies or stuff like that may get frowned upon, versus, again, having a professional approach to it, right? You see people in the sports media or athletes that have a personal page and they have a professional page, right? So again, just little things like that, I think, Danny, that can kind of stand out, right? It's showing that you're maybe a student of the game, or you're going beyond just tweeting, retweeting the latest the baby lyrics or whatever is out these days.
Yeah, again, this is abnormal. We're dealing with abnormal times, and while social media might not be the primary driver, it has, become a little bit more important at this time to showcase. So, really, I think the deeper messaging there is, how am I being creative at this time to continue to get it done, and then showcase that I'm very driven as an athlete, right? So staying motivated, and that you're dedicated, right? I've seen some stuff like, athletes out in the woods that are like carrying around logs, or just running ladder drills, just interesting, creative ways that people have come up with. And I think as a former college coach, you see that and it's like, man, this kid is dedicated to their craft and they care about getting better. And that speaks volumes, right? It's not just about continuing to get better. It's that you really want it. So I think, kind of in a necessary vein, and this is an interesting one, that it's vital to the whole process. You have to set your social media to public, which I think is a little bit scary. I think the initial is like, well, I don't want them to see anything I'm doing. I'm going to kind of direct them the way that I want. So I'm going to set all of my accounts to private, but it actually almost has a reverse effect. So like, if a coach sees that you're on private, they kind of wonder like, well, why is it private? What are they trying to keep from me? So first thing, if you're going to showcase your ability, you have to have your social media accounts set to public. Necessarily. So don't hide it. Put yourself out there, but be smart about that. So, David, what are some of the other things that you could be doing? What's the next step? So you're showcasing your ability. You have it on public. What else should you be doing with your social media as it relates to communicating with college programs?
I think one of the interesting factors is the school year is kind of coming to an end, right? So as you kind of finish your academic year, again, whether you're doing that at home or depending on the state-by-state situation, is humbly brag about yourself a little bit. Maybe you post some of the academic, accomplishments that you have. Again, right now you can't post, hey, I hit 3 home runs the other day, or I scored 40 points in my AAU game. Here's some highlights. That stuff can't be posted. Danny talked about, doing the workouts. Maybe you get a big old tire and you're lifting the tires or whatever the case is. But again, with the school year coming down academically, again, maybe you're putting some academic highlights that you had on there, or again, you're trying to humbly brag about yourself in a way that doesn't come across as arrogant or that you're full of yourself, but being proud of your accomplishments, and especially Again, with the limited availability that you have to play your sport right now as a student athlete, there's limited things that you can do. So like Danny said, we have to be creative. But again, with school years winding down, if you got your test scores back or whatever the case is, again, get that information out there as much as possible.